If you're a course business owner and your business is making $25,000 a month consistently in sales, and you've been wondering, why does everything still feel held together with duct tape? Isn't this supposed to feel better? This video is for you. Course business systems problems do not disappear at $25,000 a month. In fact, revenue can make a fragile backend harder to see because the offer, the team, or the founder keeps rescuing it. Revenue doesn't always mean reliability. And yes, I know, I have been talking about backend problems a lot. I've been talking about the same thing over and over again. That's intentional. This mini series is looking at the same bigger problem from several different angles, so you can recognize it inside your own business. Because backend problems rarely show up as one dramatic broken thing. They show up as leads slipping through, customers not getting access, a team doing work that was supposedly automated, numbers nobody trusts, and growth creating more work instead of more capacity. Each video looks at a different part of the same bigger backend problem. This time, we are looking for the duct tape. I'm Hannah, and I lead the systems behind how course creators scale, connecting marketing, sales, onboarding, and delivery so that the business can grow without everything flowing through the founder. So, before we start, let's actually define what does held together with duct tape mean? From the outside, the journey can look simple. Lead, sale, onboarding, and course access. 4 neat boxes. Very peaceful. But that is only the version the customer sees. Behind those 4 boxes, somebody may be checking whether the payment came through, whether the right tag fired, whether the spreadsheet updated, whether the bonus was included, whether the access email went out, and whether the automation woke up and shows violence. The funnel is automated, but the anxiety is manual. That is what I mean by duct tape. People making up for gaps between tools, processes, handoffs, and the customer journey. The system appears to work because somebody remembers what the system forgot. The fact that it worked this time doesn't make it reliable. Revenue is like the front stage of a theater show. It tells you the show sold tickets. What it doesn't tell you is what's happening backstage, or whether somebody is physically holding up the wall. A $25,000 month can come from a clean, connected system, or it can also come from a founder working late, a team moving records by hand, and buyers emailing support because access never arrived. Take these 2 scenarios. Same revenue, very different business. Revenue shows performance. It doesn't show the amount of rescue work required to produce and deliver it. So, where does that duct tape usually hide? In the founder, the team, the CRM, and the data. The first place is the founder. You know which tag means what, which customers bought which offer, which bonus applies, which automation is fragile, and which exception needs a workaround. Only one person understands the full story. That creates the illusion that the system is connected when the real connector is you. In other words, you are part of the software, and founders do not come with an API. If the business needs your memory to move information, scale will keep increasing your workload. The second place is the team. They are quietly transporting information between tools because the tools do not reliably share it themselves. They copy records, check statuses, correct tags, remind each other, and keep small private lists so nothing gets missed. Those tiny tasks are often the clearest evidence of a broken information flow. Ask your team one question. What are you constantly copying, checking, correcting, or reminding people about? Their answers will show you where the system is borrowing human attention to remain functional. The third place is the CRM. It becomes a junk drawer full of workflows named New Workflow, copy of New Workflow, and launch Final 2. Then, there are tags called Customer, customer in small letters, and customer all capitalized. Duplicate contacts appear with conflicting tags, statuses, and purchase histories. Automations overlap. Naming conventions disappear. The CRM still functions, but nobody fully trusts it. And because nobody knows what is safely connected to what, nobody knows what can safely be deleted. So, the team keeps adding more. More tags, more lists, more duplicated automations, and more instructions telling everyone which version is the real one. Sound familiar? The fourth place is the data. The checkout says 112 buyers. The CRM says 106. The course platform says 119. All three are confident, but none of them agree. And the spreadsheet says, please ask Melissa. Every system tells a slightly different story. So someone has to reconcile the truth by hand. When nobody trusts the data, manual checking becomes normal. And manual checking delays decisions, hides trends, and makes every report feel negotiable. Here is a simple duct tape pressure test. Run one important customer journey through 4 kinds of pressure: volume, variation, absence, and failure. First is volume. If your buyers actually doubled next month, which manual task would become impossible first? Which step depends on someone noticing every purchase, checking every record, or fixing every exception by hand? Next is variation. Add one new offer, payment plan, bonus, or affiliate. Does the existing process extend cleanly? Or does it require more tags, copied workflows, another spreadsheet, and a small ceremonial prayer? Third, absence. A few or one key team member disappeared for 3 working days. What would stop? Which answers live only in that person's head? Which customer issue would nobody see? And last is failure. How do you know when an automation breaks? Does the system alert someone with enough information to act? Or do you find out when a customer emails support? If the customer is your warning system, the warning arrived too late. Now, not every manual step is bad. A personal welcome, an unusual refund, or a sensitive customer situation may need human care and judgment. Human judgment is valuable. Human copy and paste is usually a clue. The goal is not to automate care. It's to stop spending human attention on work the system should handle reliably. And this is why I wouldn't start by buying another project tool, dashboard, or automation platform. New software does not automatically create a clear process. Without a clean operating design, you usually get the same problem plus a new password. Instead, follow one real customer from the moment they enter the business to the moment they receive what they bought, and through whatever should happen next. Ask, what is supposed to happen? And then check what actually happened. Did someone have to check, copy, correct, remind, or rescue anything? Who knew the step was complete? What would have happened if nobody noticed? Then, identify the repeated intervention with the highest cost.